I don't know if maybe's the answer. Definitely it pays to cheat as far as he's concerned, right? I mean, he has over $200 million.
He got a lot of money, and even if he gets in litigation with a lot of his former sponsors, chances are he's not giving back anywhere near $218 million. He'll probably get to keep a lot of that.
That's right. We've been talking to you since before he went out and admitted, well, sort of admitted that he was cheating. He seemed to find it difficult to really disclose the true facts. But what do you think about lawsuits we've seen so far? There have been a couple filed, right?
There have been a couple filed, and I think there are going to be more. And in these lawsuits, these sponsors are saying that they would not have endorsed him if they'd known that his career was one big lie. They want their money back, or they want some portion of it back, because it was essentially fraud in the inducement and entering into these endorsement contracts. Now, we've heard that he is possibly going to enter into settlements with some of these former sponsors and give some money back, but maybe not all of it. So we're going to see how that plays out with the current lawsuits, but I think there are going to be more lawsuits because there are many sponsors who paid him a lot of money, and they'll want some money back too.
What is the argument in court? Because if you take the case of Oakley, or if you take the case of Nike, right, they surely made a ton of money selling goods because Lance Armstrong was wearing their logos, right? Are they going to argue that they're now losing revenue because he was associated with them, and we all know now that he was cheating?
Well, the first thing they're going to say is they would never have entered into the agreement in the first place if they knew that he was deceiving them. He said, "I'm clean, I don't do performance-enhancing drugs." That was not the truth. He defrauded them. And if they had known that, they would not have associated themselves with him from the beginning. They wouldn't have paid the $10 or $20 million a year in endorsement monies that he got. So they're going to say he should have to return all of that.
What will the defense say? Because I don't know about you, but I assumed he was doping even when he said he wasn't. I'm assuming also that the people at Nike are at least as intelligent as I am.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some argument to say that it was reasonable for them to rely on what he told them.
They're going to have to argue that they were the only people in the world who didn't believe Lance Armstrong was using performance-enhancing drugs.
Well, what they'll say is that they did their due diligence, that they asked him, that he told them, he swore up and down he didn't do performance-enhancing drugs, and they had good reason to believe him. Now, whether that holds up in court is going to be something different, because in a fraud case, your reliance on somebody's statement has to be reasonable. And that's right. Was it reasonable for them to ignore everything else that was happening in cycling and ignore everything that was happening, all of the allegations and accusation against Lance Armstrong? Just forget about that? I think that's a difficult argument to make, but I think they'll make it.